I'm here with actor James Marquez, who some of you may know from The Vampire Diaries.
Yes, yes.
Had a nice long arc on that show.
Yeah, it's great.
Cool. Why don't you talk a little bit about when you first started, deciding you wanted to be an actor and.
What it was for me to be an actor, the idea of being an actor for me was so foreign.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up, it seemed almost alien-like. It was like, how could someone do that?
Right.
So initially, when I was a little kid, it just it was something that always picked at me, like a specific interest.
Mm-hmm.
Going about it came later when I realized that it could help me with my anxiety issues and stuff like that. It was a very cathartic thing when I finally sat down and took an acting class. I was a troublemaker in high school and all stuff, and I had no direction, and the classic story of being kind of a punk. And I just took an acting class when I was 18. A friend actually was like, I want to be a writer, but we should go to an acting class. And I was like, whatever, dude. Yeah, we get credit for it, and I can graduate. And that was it. It was just like smooth sailing. It was something that everything lined up, and it was a perfect equation for me, emotionally, mentally, physically. Just it was the thing.
So you didn't have any other backup plan? Or?
No, I should. If I were smart, I would. Yeah. No, I went 110%, and it's been almost 10 years now of navigating the business. But weirdly, as dangerous as it is trying to do it,
right?
Kind of not having a backup thing makes it kind of feel naughty. Like it's
and even more exciting.
More exciting. It kind of pumps you up, and it also gives you something. It gives me something to not just go, oh well, I can rely on this, so I can relax. I feel like you always have to be as hungry as you are for that next gig, almost like that next high.
Right.
Working. So it's like a constant, like, okay, what can I do now? What can I do? Like, kind of Jones a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But so that's it's definitely.
When you first started out, was there a specific genre that you wanted to focus yourself on, whether TV, film? I know LA doesn't have a big theater scene, but
no, it doesn't. And I didn't really thrive in a theater setting. My nerves always got the best of me. I would still love to try the medium, and I think it's honestly the purest and most honest form of it. Just being live and engaging with people, I think that's incredible. When I first started, I was always a fan of, my mom always had like cop dramas and thrillers on, so for me, innately, I was always like, oh, I'm going to just be a cop or a detective.
Which you did
I ended up playing, and those are the ones that always I get close on or get sort of in the mix on, or like cops and for some reason medical people.
Now there's your backup.
I know, and I'm just always like, oh God. Like yesterday at the convention, someone was like, if we got hurt, could you do anything? I'm like, listen, if you get hurt, do not call me.
Right.
Call someone who really can help you.
I could also dial 911.
I can do that for there you go.
Did you do a prerequisite like horror film when you first started out, or did you skip one of those?
I still don't have like the good old cheesy horror under my belt. Linz and I were just talking about that actually, because she's got a few of them. And they always kind of pop up on TV, and I'm just like, oh, I wish I had like that one that was just really bad horror flick that like you just like, oh, but I did it. I'm sure it'll come soon now that I've put it out there.
Yeah.
I've had my fair share of auditions for them where you got to scream like an idiot and pretend you're running away from the bad guy, and it's really bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, works. So.
We had a little bit of that on Vampire Diaries.
A little bit,
yeah.
I did. Vampire Diaries is a bit more classy, so it was nice that I got to.
I meant the running.
Realm.
Weren't you running through a field at one point?
Yeah, I was running through a corn maze and
as
getting lost.
To do.
Yeah, I didn't even know what that was when we got there. I was like, that was a corn. They called it something. I forgot what the actual like function was that they kept calling it. I kept messing up the line because I just never heard of it before. You know what I mean? And I was like, what is that? What is that?
Now, Vampire Diaries is Liam. That was your longest running arc. What was that experience like? And did you know going in that you would be on a set number, or was it kind of
no? It was honestly, I had no idea who the character was when I auditioned. They gave everybody, including Jodie O'Keefe, the same audition sides, so no one had it. And we talked about it. She was like, "Well, I had to do this obnoxious medical monologue." And I was like, "Oh, me too."
Yeah.
And it was no name character. I had no idea I didn't know if it was a one day, like one line thing. and honestly, I had auditioned for Vampire Diaries a bunch, even since the pilot. When I first got to LA, I kind of got in the mix when they were casting the pilot. So I kind of had this weird tumultuous relationship with the casting people at the offices. They kept wanting to see me, and I kept going in, and then they were like, no. And then finally, this one, I actually told my agents, I said, I gotta work today, and I'm either gonna risk losing what feeds me and puts food on the table and pays my bills, or go in for the 100th time and have them tell me no. And I'm like, I just don't want anyone to kick me while I'm down. It was at a time where it was just like, there was no work. You know, you're doing what you got to do to get by.
Tough medium.
So it was like, I was like, I'm not going to go. And they were like, and I was in traffic on the 101 in LA, just dead stop. And the exit to get off to get to casting was like the next exit. Or I could have kept going to work. And I got like to like just where you could not get off the exit, you know, like right there. And I went, oh, okay. And I got off. And I got in there. I didn't have any time to read it. I had like 3 minutes. And I'm like, and it was all this medical jargon. I'm like, I'm so not. And then I got frustrated because I was like, couldn't it just been like, can I just be smoldery and like just not do anything but just like make faces? And I read it and I was like, all right, well, let's go. And I went in kind of like, fuck it. And I was like, well, okay, let's roll it. Let's do it once. Thanks for your time. Biting my tongue, of course.
Of course, right.
Walk
Until
out.
now.
Walk out, put the sides down, I get back in my car, I'm late to work. Boss is yelling at me, calling me. Next day, you're on a plane to Atlanta next week. Just on the phone, that was it. And I was like, what? I didn't have to go meet with like Julie, I didn't have to, like, they just put me on a plane. And it was this really surreal thing, and then I finally when I got to Atlanta, then it became real, and then the work, then I started watching the show to do my homework, and trying to piece together all the mythology, and like all the mediums, who's a what, and this, that, and the other thing, and then they were like, oh, you're just a human, and I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, you're like, oh, well, this isn't going to be a long gig. But you did end up, you know, with a nice arc. Nice
absolutely. They, I guess that was kind of the thing too, that it's harder when you're not like a contracted regular, right? Because you're not guaranteed episodes. So, you know, you're traveling, and I'm living in a hotel in Atlanta, and going week to week, getting scripts, going, am I dead this week? You know what I mean? Like every day, every Monday, I was like, oh God, I made it. Oh God, I made it.
And playing, you know, that Dobrev's boyfriend when there's already 2 other people who are series leads, guys. So
and they didn't even tell me. Yeah, that's another thing. And then when I got there, and they're like, hey, by the way, because it wasn't in the script, because they're all top secret about it. And they're like, yeah, so you gotta go up, and then you gotta kiss her today. You know what I mean? Like, just do that. And I was like, I almost thought they were pranking me. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go kiss Ian Dobrev. And they're like, no, here's like the revised thing. Like, you're gonna be. I was like, oh my God. Everyone's gonna hate me.
Right.
But I thought it was sweet because I thought the way that I rationalized it, because I had begun watching the show, so I was already invested, and I was like, you know, it's the Damon and Stefan thing, and I had my thoughts and feelings about it, and between the 2 brothers, and how dare anybody come between them, and then I had to go to work, and then it was me, and I was like, of course it's you. But I thought it was a sweet dynamic in the way that they were trying to tell it, which was, here's a life you could have, which is normal with someone like Liam, who's just earnest, honest, hardworking, and a human. And you could have a normal life, whatever normal is. Or you could have this tumultuous, beautiful thrill ride of your relationship with Damon. And I thought it was a nice parallel. So it made it, for me, it made me rationalize it in a way that I could swallow it. Nothing like, you know, coming in completely ruin things for fans, because I was like, I'm gonna get slaughtered. I'm gonna get slaughtered.
Literally and figuratively at this point. So you mentioned you were at the convention yesterday. Did you ever think when you booked that role that you'd be attending conventions and have all these fans being so invested?
No, absolutely not. I thought I was gonna be out after one episode once I made that move and kissed her. I thought like fans were gonna react and they were gonna listen, and I think I jumped on Twitter, and like the first thing was like, I hope you die, and I was like,
come on.
I was like, me or like the character? That's
and that was Nina who tweeted that, right?
It was Nina. Who's one of the coolest people, by the way. She made the whole experience like just leagues above beyond what I thought it could be. She was so great. The convention thing, I've only just done, like I was saying earlier, I've only just done 4 now. It's been almost 2 years since since my season, and I think it just came out of a fluke instance where someone got sick, and they were like scrambling to get someone to fill a spot, and they're like, "You want to do a convention?" I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then I didn't realize how much it impacted people in a way that is so above me, and so I realized that like I gotta let go of my selfish thoughts and stuff like that. Like, oh, I'm not, this, that, or I'm not Ian, I'm not Paul, and they're gonna, skin me alive when I get there. And it wasn't that. It was people were just stoked that I was there and that I'm here, and it made me just go, oh, okay, that's really sweet. So put your own shit away, Marco, and enjoy the experience.
Now, speaking of your social media, I noticed that you are very into mental health issues, and I think that's very exciting that you put that out there and you reinforce that.
Thank you. I was actually just talking about that to someone yesterday who came up at the signing and was like, I don't know how to deal with my anxiety, and I was just very open, and I just said, you have to find someone you can talk to and rationally figure out for you what the best way to deal with that is. For me, that's why acting was what I wanted to do and the only thing I could do because of sort of the monkey brain, as I call it, that takes over my life sometimes. And it can cause mania and depression and reveal itself in ugly ways and then also very beautiful ways, because you can ride, like even my girlfriend and raising her daughter, some of those beautiful things I've ever experienced, and they're always heightened and incredible because of the way I see and do things. But then there's also the other side that is very inhibiting with anxiety. Like, am I not doing a good enough job? How am I as a father? How like all these things and the same thing coming to these conventions. I shoot myself in the foot with my anxiety before I step on stage. And I have to realize that this is not about me, it's bigger than me. And I think acting has helped me make sense of it and put it in its place.
It's interesting that you say that too, because being an actor could be very anxiety,
which is
built to begin with. Just, am I good enough? I'm not good enough. I don't look this good. Once I do this, do that.
There is a duality to it where when you're in the work and it's intimate and it's like just like us right now, it's just two people on a camera and it's real and we're here. But then also you have the other side of it, which is, if you watch too much TV or you take home the magazines or I do that thing where I'm like, well, I don't look like that guy. I don't work because I don't look like that guy, or I'm not this because I don't look like him, or I'm not that because I don't look like this, or feel like this, or vibe like this, or talk like this, and especially when you get far on a lot of projects, especially that I have had very close to tasting what I want, which is to just be able to support my life doing it. I don't have desires to be on billboards with my abs showing. Like I just want to work and be good at it and good
Leave
enough.
that to me. I got that covered. You don't stress. You go about being on TV. I'll say the model. Now,
so it presents itself, and so there is a constant battle, but ultimately acting allows it to be very. It allows you to channel. It allows me to channel it, and that's what I hope with social media and being honest about it with people, and especially young kids these days have so much. With internet and social media, it was just starting when I was their age, so you get these kids that come to these things 17, 18, 19 or whatever, they're so invested in the Snapchats and the Instagram and tweets and what other people are doing that I don't know if I would have survived it or be where I'm at if that were in my life.
Because it's so different now,
it's so vast and all encompassing, and sometimes it's scary. I'm guilty of it too. I can jump on my phone and then I notice it's been 45 minutes and all I've been doing is scrolling through apps, and I'm like, oh gosh, you're the worst. So I think it's nice. I think it doesn't help the situation, and I also think it's important for kids or anybody that's fighting it to find a way to bleed it out, to purge it, whether that's in a good way, not with alcohol and the easy go-tos, I should say, because we've all been there. But yeah, I think it's important to talk about because I think it's a lot more common than people realize. Mental stuff.
Absolutely. So. You just had a film come out where you start alongside Boo Boo Stu. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So it's called Pitching Tents. I know, very naughty name. When I first read it, I was like, oh man. But it's actually really funny, and it's like an 80s set, coming of age camp comedy, and Boo Boo's great in it. It's hilarious. It's raunchy and kind of silly, but I think in the way that like Wet Hot American Summer and stuff like that feels. So for me, that's always fun. I innately go to comedy as my that's where I feel safe.
Yeah.
So actually, all the drama stuff that I do is like a big step for me because I'm a big like just goof, and so this was nice to have like just basically someone say, hey, we're gonna hire you, and the script isn't set in stone. You can do whatever you want, and kind of just be like just free with it and improv, and it was exciting. And actually, we shot in New York, the movie in the middle of nowhere, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I just got to hang out with, at the time, not knowing them, but now they're some of my best friends, and just be idiots in the woods, and mess around and pretend like it's 1984. It was nice though, because you put the phones away, and you feel like a kid again. You're just in the woods, and there's no reception, and you just have like your 4 buddies and someone with a camera.
Cool. Talk about a throwback, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think it turned out pretty well. So it's on demand now.
Okay.
It's on iTunes, all the streaming stuff. I think you can look it up.
Very cool. We'll link it in your bio on the.
Yeah, absolutely.
Marco, thank you so much for taking the time to meet up with me. It was an absolute pleasure interviewing you, and best of luck in the future. I'm sure you got big things coming up.
Thank you. I'm so glad you came. I appreciate it.
Thank you.